Hi, and welcome to the Homeopathy Health Show here on the UK Health Radio Network. I'm Atiq.
And I'm Naila.
We're both professional registered homeopaths, and between us have over 25 years of professional practice in this field of healing.
The Homeopathy Health Show is the voice of homeopathy on radio and podcasts around the world, promoting and raising awareness of this truly unique system of healing and healthcare, which is suitable for all ages, young and old.
Every week, we invite guests from the world of homeopathy to come and share their experiences, their work, offer insights, and essentially talk all things homeopathy.
Visit www.ukhealthradio.com to listen now. To find out more about us, you can visit us at www.homeopathyinpractice.co.uk. And whilst you are there, do subscribe to our newsletter.
Be inspired
and join the conversation.
So let's begin today's show here on the UK Health Radio Network, the world's #1 talk health radio.
Real feel-good radio.
Hi, and welcome to another episode of the Homeopathy Health Show here on the UK Health Radio Network, and of course, going out on all the major podcast platforms. And I do hope you're well. My name is Atiq.
And I'm Naila. Welcome, everyone.
Now, we have some absolutely phenomenal guests today, okay? But before we go there, hey, ladies and gentlemen, do you want to know some facts about homeopathy? I'm sure you do. So let's go through just a few, okay? First one, remedy synergy. Some advancements in homeopathy mean that things like agri-homeopathy show how remedies can influence plants and crops, improving soil health or plant resilience. Another fact for you is that homeopathy has been used in disaster zones and remote areas where conventional medicine is scarce, providing and proving effective in supporting immune response and resilience. And absolutely, homeopathy is an absolute game changer in, dare I say it, but, disaster zones and where general medicine is very scarce and hardly available. And the last one is that some modern scientists are exploring, it's funny how I said that, some modern scientists, but anyway, some modern scientists are exploring how homeopathy might work through subtle energy fields and vibrations between atoms, a possible link between quantum physics and quantum healing. But I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, today we have something called quantum entanglement. You have your two hosts, Atiq and Naila, and then you have quantum entanglement number 2, Denise Straiges and Alastair Gray. Now, I am actually going to introduce them. Denise Straiges is the president and clinical director of the Academy for Homeopathy in New York. And alongside her, we have Alastair Gray, who is a dynamic educator and a prolific lecturer. And you know what, ladies and gentlemen, the best part of all of this, they are our returning guests. They have been on the show previously. I mean, I can't remember what we spoke about, but hey, do tune in and you'll be able to find out. Available on all the podcast platforms. That was a joke. We had a fantastic conversation. It was actually a 2-part special as well. So, hey, without further ado, Naila and I welcome you back. Denise and Alastair, it's so nice to have you on the show.
Thanks for having us. It's great to be here.
Absolutely. Wouldn't have missed it, even with my clamped down, weird, left-sided lockjaw.
Oh, you'll get better. You are both homeopaths, amazing, incredible homeopaths. So as we started the show, we're not going to go into it, but things can only get better.
Yeah, that's for sure. You know what I remembered is the last time we were on, I fell on the way into my office to record. Do you remember?
Yes, that? I remember.
I stepped on our cat food bowl and did the splits and banged my arm. I had a whole thing today.
I remember that.
Yeah.
It's a strange thing.
I hope it doesn't become a ritual.
That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah. It was Alastair's turn this time. Wait till you come back for part 3. We'll be doing it from A&E. We'll all be there.
Yeah, we'll just set up there just in case.
Hello.
Just in case. The podcast is coming. What's going to happen now?
All right, well, let's keep it safe. And what's the other word that goes with safe? I don't know, seemly or something like that. You mentioned Steph's Agria 10M just before you press the button. Yeah. Can I tell you a Steph's Agria 10M story?
Oh, please do share.
Go ahead.
Just to get us going. Back in the day, I lived in Sydney in Australia, and I was employed in the 90s to fly back and forth, in the later 90s, to fly back and forth to New Zealand to teach at I taught at a few of the homeopathy schools there. And I was very friendly with the head of the school, whose name was Gwyneth Evans, and she was married to this genius from Philadelphia, Julian Winston. And Julian Winston packed up, found the love of his life, packed up, went to New Zealand, and that's where I met him, late 90s. And I must have gone across that ditch 1,000 times to teach homeopathy. But once I got there and I was off. And when I say off, I was crook, like a dog's hind leg, if you know you're Australian. I wasn't well. And Gwyneth said, "Look, let me take your case." And I said, "Okay." And we had a long chat about what was going on. And she said, "I've got the remedy for you." And I said, "What is it?" And she said, "I'm going to give you Staphylococcus aureus 10M." And she went away into the back of the house and rummaged around for a while. And she came out with this thing. And she opened it up and opened it up. And I said, "What is that?" And she said, "This is James Tyler Kent's remedy kit from 1890.
Oh my God! Wow!
And she pulled out Staphylococcus aureus 10M.
Oh my goodness.
Magic. Absolutely brilliant response for me. Says something about use by dates on homeopathic remedies, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
But that's 90 years between 100 years between remedy manufacture and very nice response. Anyway,
But I have a question for you on that. Did you ask that follow-up question, which we would all ask? Where did you get the kit from? How?
Oh, that's an easy one, because Julian Winston was one of the great collectors. He wrote the book Faces of Homeopathy in 2000. It's a great history of homeopathy from mainly a Northern American perspective. There's a couple of great chapters on how homeopathy spread around the world, what went on, Quinn, the UK, blah, blah, blah. And but it's mainly, American oriented. And and he was in the right place at the right time when Boriki and Tafel, the big pharmacy, shut down their Philadelphia office and moved. Did they move west? What happened, Dee?
No, well, they were acquired, right? So part of
Standard Homeopathics bought them.
And now
Yeah.
they're part of Boron. But can you see this cabinet behind me? I mean, I know
Yes.
if you can't see it. That's from the original Boriki and Tafel.
Wow.
That was gifted to me last year, 2 years, I don't know, maybe 3 years.
Yeah,
Wow.
a couple of years back. But
I mean,
that's a gift, isn't
Julian
it?
was the Johnny on the spot, because he heard that Boriki and Tafel were closing, went downtown and looked, and they were literally throwing gold out the windows. And he just collected everything, climbed into the skip, and got a truck and loaded up his truck and took it back to the firehouse that he lived in. And that was the beginning, I think, of his collection of homeopathic memorabilia and a great library, which is still around to this day.
Wow.
Well, actually, so the funny thing about this is, so, he was here in Philadelphia, and then he married someone in New Zealand. He moved to New Zealand with his collection. And then after he died, the collection came back here to the United States, and it went to the Niswander collection. They are that, and so that was part of Standard Homeopathics that we were just talking about. And then when they closed, it went to the archives, the Drexel University archives, 2 miles from where we live. And anything that was a duplicate there came to us. And so we have all of the duplicates. So that Hahnemann painting behind Alastair's head, we got all these journals and books. So we're like the homeo hoarders. But it's interesting that it came back to, the United States. And then Al, as a Kiwi, comes to Philadelphia. So it's like we've just swapped.
Denise, you should open a mini museum for the weekend.
So we want to, actually. So if anybody wants to give us $4 million.
We need $4 million.
We need $4 million. Actually, this is a plan, right? So our charity is, we would love, since we saw you last, we finally launched this program in palliative and end-of-life care in homeopathy. It's the first of its kind. So we've done a whole bunch of things around it. But the short thing is that one of our graduates who works in our clinic, she really has it in her mind to start an on-site palliative care like a hospice house, using homeopathy and have it be enough so that we can have a library, have the collections there available to people and to have on-site seminars, like in the same way people go to do intensives, like in Africa with Jeremy and Camilla and so forth. We want to be able to do the same thing here. So anybody who's got, we'll take 2 million, but 4 million is what the budget is. We'll
Okay.
start with 2.
And the benefit of that is that then we can knock on the door of John Morgan and the lockup, which I think is in Swindon. Is it in or Slough? No, you're in Slough.
Tunbridge Wells.
Well, I mean, he's in Tunbridge Wells, but the lockup where all of the Hahnemann memorabilia in the UK.
Yeah, like the bed is there.
Hahnemann's bed.
Yeah, Hahnemann's bed.
We are going to be talking to John soon, so I think I'm going to go round.
Yeah, absolutely.
We need Hahnemann's bed, please.
Yeah.
Can we borrow it just for a couple of days?
Nice. I can smell dust mites.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Anyway, that's a little bit of
No, thank you.
story to get us going.
Yeah, thank you for sharing.
I'm looking forward to anyone who has 4 million or even 1 million and 4 people who have 1 million each, they can call you and donate. Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Well,
We're a designated charity. We are.
Yep.
We've had our
tax
charity.
deductible.
It's tax deductible.
I think when you actually said 4 million, I thought I was just going to take it back and say maybe don't have the museum for now.
Yeah.
Hang on a minute.
But what happens is if the thought is there, if you have given it to the users, that will happen.
But actually, we take smaller steps on that. I mean, as a registered charity, as Denise mentioned, we take small donations, and we get a lot of donations that keep our research work just moving forward step by step. We've got lots of projects on the go, and I think really is that kind of the direction for today? I mean, we can tell stories about the old days.
There is something we wanted to talk about, where we're going to go through a lot of things, including introducing homeopathy, the film, and maybe some AI. But we wanted to just take this moment, Naila and I. Hey?
The Institute of Advancement of Homeopathy that we started with.
Yes.
If you can just touch upon that, and then we'll move on to.
Yeah. But just before that, Naila and I, and the listeners of the Homeopathy Health Show, why are you laughing?
Because I love the way that you go still and quiet and a very sophisticated use of your voice. It's very good. It's very good radio. I tell you what, magnificent.
It is. I like it.
Naila and I, and no, I can't talk.
Negotiator. Yeah.
Naila and I, this is the third time. This is like a biddy moment, isn't it? That's all, folks. But on behalf of the Homeopathy Health Show and all the listeners and all the homeopaths around the world and all the students, we wanted to take this opportunity to say thank you to you and to show our greatest and utmost respect and honor because of what you do, because of who you are, and all the service that you do for homeopathy. And you're always smiling and laughing, and you make it fun, and you make homeopathy, you give that zeal and that buzz to homeopathy where you think, do you know what, just want to talk to them, I just want to know them, I want to learn from them. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Shucks.
Oh,
No, thank you very much.
That's really lovely. Thanks.
No, we mean it. We really absolutely mean it. Don't we, Naila?
Yeah, it's like people who live homeopathy, they deserve to be thanked.
Huh. Well, this thing we call homeopathy, it's kind of, if you look back on your life, it's dominated my life, and it's brought me a whole lot of joy, and including found me the best thing in my life, which is Denise, and it's been a journey and mostly marvelous, and so thanks for saying.
No, absolutely. I think, I know this is going to sound a bit funny when I say it like this, maybe not funny, but odd, let's say. But, when you're a homeopath and you've done, let's say, hand on your heart with the right intention, you've done the best you can die in peace because you did the best you could, right? For helping others, service to humanity, right?
Yeah. Yes. I'm going to mostly agree with that.
well,
Okay.
basically on Hahnemann's headstone, I have not died in vain.
Yeah. Absolutely.
This is what brought me to homeopathy. I was thinking, okay, I'm raising a family, I'm raising kids, but am I here just for this? We're just going to die. That yeah, there was a person, there was a mom, she raised us and done. This everyone does that. If
Mm.
I am here today thinking about it, there must be a reason.
Mm.
And that took me to homeopathy because I was using homeopathy. I was seeing homeopathy doing wonders, and exactly at that time, my son's eczema got healed with homeopathy.
Mm.
I'm using the word heal because it got healed.
We all know what the real word is.
You can say whatever you want to say, but I'm using the word because it happened. And yeah, that took me to homeopathy, and I've never looked back. It's just every day is another day where I just want to go and explore and do homeopathy.
Oh my gosh. It's so true. It is, it's just like, it's exciting. The work is
Mm.
exciting and like always, there's always some question to ask. There's something new to find. You know, one of the things I love about teaching is that, so our school, AHE, so our latest intakes, it's the 30th and 31st cohorts to go through, which means that we've taught the whole curriculum through like 28 times finished already, plus not to mention,
Mm.
like teaching in other places, whatever. But like when you do it over and over again, each time is new and different. And like you can ask another question of the material and you can see it at another level. And it just like, I don't know. It's magical, really. Um, yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Because we've been doing this a long time. I'm probably coming up maybe almost 30 years since I kind of taught my first class. And one of the most striking things for me is that, because, both Denise and I studied with Misha in the School of Homeopathy in the Green Fields of Devon back in the day. And
That's Naila's school, by the way.
really,
Oh,
there you
really?
go.
I've studied from the
Nice.
School of Homeopathy, and
See,
I'm
that's
also
why,
working with Luke,
Uh-huh.
Misha's
Oh,
son.
yeah.
nice. But you see, growing up well, I suppose having those formative years and clinical years, I often reflect on the fact that I looked around in my classroom and everyone, we call them, was a dirty hippie. Like our class was full of dirty hippies.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Back
Yeah.
in the late 80s, the early 90s. It's like these days, here I am teaching the pulsatilla lecture or I don't know, the lecture on case management, fundamentals of case management. And we don't have one. It's like, where are they all gone? I
Mm.
mean,
The dirty hippies.
yeah. So what it says to me is that the people that are attracted to homeopathy are completely different to 30 years ago, 20 years ago. I'm going to say 10 years ago. And that demographic is changing very, very quickly. The
Mm.
users of homeopathy,
Mm.
their expectations, the questions they ask, the smarts that they have, plus then what happens in the classroom is completely different. And so, just it's never the same. It's always different. The stone is always rolling,
Yeah.
and it's endlessly stretching.
Yeah. As long as it's not the little thing that whatever his name was spins in Inception.
That thing. I know what you're talking
You
about.
know
That
that
thing.
that
Yeah,
thing. I don't know. It's
that.
just he spins a thing and he comes into reality when it's a dream and it's not, and then he's sub-level dreams. Anyway, totally digressed.
I see here as well because in my group there was a doctor, medical doctor, there was
Hmm.
a cancer nurse, there was a software engineer, and then I was a nutritionist. Like we all came, not only we were from different professional backgrounds, we were coming from very different cultural backgrounds as well. It
Yes.
was such a diverse group, and
Yeah.
we loved connecting and sharing. And then we brought in all the knowledge that we have acquired from our profession as well as culture, and
Yep.
that made the remedy picture, the philosophy diverse as well when we were soaking everything in.
Mm.
That is the beauty of modern world as well. Like we are seeing it in a different way.
Well, for the most part, digital technologies have really helped us. It
Mm.
means that we can do this, we can engage, you're 5 years ahead, 5 hours ahead.
Well, actually, maybe 5 years.
Maybe 5 years.
I'll go with that one.
And so the 21st century, I think, is for the most part a really great thing, which has augmented what we do. Clinically, we don't do physical examinations so much. In the United States, we just don't. I know that in other parts of the world, there is physical examination curriculum time devoted to ensuring best practice. But say in the US, that has meant that it's easily the best complementary therapy to teach from a soulful use of technologies, and nothing is really missing. I love that aspect of what we do. Yeah,
it's so homeopathy is so progressive, isn't it? I mean, just take any remedy, right? 250 years ago, proven by Hahnemann, and today that same remedy is just having such a massive impact. And it's like 200 odd years, whatever, but it's so progressive, right? And even the new diseases are now, I was having this conversation with Naila that nature has gifted us, and we don't realize the potential of some of the plants or minerals or whatnot, But as new diseases come, if we can call them new diseases, or new diseases progress, or whether they're contained and given a title, because the question is, they may have always been there, but just not recognized, like epilepsy, for example. But anyway, and it's only then that you realize how intricate the healing properties of a substance are. And it's just mind-boggling, isn't it, Naila? Because we talk about this all the time, and it's like we're down a rabbit. Even today we were talking about something, and she said, or last night, and it was like, this is a rabbit hole. Stop.
Right.
Just stop. It's too much. It's too heavy,
It's just 2 hours to go to bed. Stop it here.
Yeah. Well, I think there is so much that captures our attention. But I think also, the fact that we've been around for 230 years in our current form means that we are resilient and we are deserving of study. And so, that's the thing that Denise and I have, kind of just looked at each other in the eye and agreed upon. It's like, that's where we're going to put our stick in the sand, and that's what we're going to do. And, and like Denise said, there's so many questions. Well, let's not have an opinion about them, because there's too many opinions in life. Let's actually do some good, solid, slow, methodical research that's rigorous, using a good method, and answer some of those questions. And so, I suppose that's the other part. We run a school, a kick-ass school, but at the end of the day, we also drive this research initiative. And so, how about I get into a bit of that? Because, if we look around at the changing demographic and the behaviors of, we call them the super mums, and the home educators in North America, we see and we hear stories about some alarming practices relating to homeopathy. Not all good. And I suppose really maybe a year ago, 2 years ago, I started to hear about this AI thing, and I thought to myself, like everybody, it's going to take away my job. And then, that's always the first port of call, isn't it? And you spend a bit of time there and you go, are you kidding? No, that's ridiculous. Because you start to read around the large language models and artificial intelligence and realize that if used really well, these can be your friend. These can be your research assistant. These can be your clinical assistant, right? These tools. And so, what I'm setting up is the fact that it seems that in homeopathy, AI is used by clinicians, and we don't know anything about the way in which clinicians are using AI, but we just know that they are. And then the more alarming part is that we know that mums in particular are Googling their kids' symptoms and saying what remedy to give. And then, of course, because, if you make a call or send through the request to the pharmacy is just going to put it in a bag and send it. And we just start to see, and we are the canary in the coal mine. I have to say that. Denise in particular with her clinical work and the sheer number of people coming through the Homeopathy Health Network that we run, the sheer number of people coming through means that we are seeing some things that we never ever saw before. Like back in the day, like Naila, you will remember that there was the School of Homeopathy, and then there were the practical people on the other side of the country that ran a school somewhere, and they were weird and we didn't understand what they did. Or I don't know, that's what it felt like. It was a kind of a conversation, and it seemed that they're just applying homeopathy in a different way.
Yeah.
As we go into the 20th century, we saw the rise of sensation method, the use of the periodic table, the maps of nature, to find clinical options that were not able to be found previously just using conventional Hahnemannian homeopathy. And I think, and while there was a conversation around, my method's better than your method, at the end of the day, no one was ever concerned about safety, were they? You know, if a remedy is chosen by sensation method or by Bernninghausen method, is anyone concerned about the safety of the child or the user?
Well, we didn't have to be concerned about the safety because in all of the years that, we've been running clinical training programs, which is, it's like exponential to what you see if you're just seeing clients in your own clinic. We never saw anybody. I mean, we might see people had an aggravation or they weren't happy with their outcome. But what we see today is 180 degrees away from that.
But
can I tell you something I saw recently along these lines?
Yeah.
We're seeing people who come in now to the clinic, not just with like a list of the remedies that they've taken, but spreadsheets.
Yeah.
I saw a kid who had taken between 1,000 and 1,500 doses of homeopathic remedies in less than a year and presented.
No,
Yes.
that's bonkers, isn't it?
It's totally, but it's not unusual because people are now, they're taking these like a protocol. So instead of taking a remedy for, whatever and assessing its outcome, which is what we do, no matter how you come to it, what you learn as a homeopath is give a remedy, assess the outcome. Now they're giving, this kid was taking sometimes 15 to 20 doses of different remedies inside of a week. So it might be a protocol with a detoxification component to it that has between 2 and 5 remedies in it, which could include a nosode or a tautopathic remedy, like made from a medicine, and taking several of them at the same time. And now these poor kids are, and the moms are desperate. So in the same way that Naila comes to homeopathy because she saw the outcome with her child, I was a homeopath before. I was studying homeopathy before having children. It came in the opposite direction for me. I was really glad it did work, but like it wasn't what we're seeing now is totally different. It's not even what I could have imagined. Like Atiq, your face, for those who are not
Thanks
watching.
very much. That's the end of that episode. Okay,
Your
thanks.
eyes
We're
were
ending
like
the show
cartoon.
early today.
Oh my gosh.
That shining
Anyway,
face. Yeah, you had an interesting look on your face when Denise said that,
Yeah.
And
have you ever seen that in your practice? Somebody who comes having taken 1,000 doses of a remedy in
No,
a short.
that's a lot. I don't even know what to say to that.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
There
'Cause
was recently a case that we both saw, and they came from taking not 1,000 remedies, but mixtures of four remedies, as in morning, evening, night, like 4 remedies mixed in one, 4 remedies mixed
Yeah.
in one. And this
And this was long term, wasn't it, Naila?
Yeah.
and that was and that was like the disease was progressive, and it kept on progressing. It was just masking the symptoms. It was
Yes.
what is being done in normal medicine actually, or every time when we are taking those medicine, masking paracetamol, masking the fever.
It's exactly it. It is using substances in potency. We don't even call them homeopathic remedies if they're used in these ways, because it's only homeopathic if it's used according to the principles, right? So they're using substances in potency according to allopathic principles. It's the same. It's the same thing.
This, Denise, Denise and Naila takes me on to something else, actually, just flowing literally on that. Only yesterday, again, cool, we have a lot of conversations, right, Naila and I, but seriously, Naila, weren't we just talking about Facebook and prescriptions? It's
Yeah.
like, how do you stop people? People come out with just like, I've got a terminal this, or I've got this and that. And what's the prescription? Or what can homeopathy help me? That's usually the question. Okay, or is there something in homeopathy that can help? And then you've got some sensible replies, and then you've got yes, Natmil CM, and then you've got gunpowder 200, and it's like, well, hang on, calm down. You haven't even asked how old they are. You haven't even asked their name. You can't just go into it like this. You gotta process, right?
So you get it, and it's really interesting to hear that you're starting to see that as well. And that's the thin end of the wedge, isn't it? When you get your first and second and then 10th, kind of scary new thing that's coming towards you. Anyway, one of the ways that we've attempted to deal with it is by kind of testing to see if AI was actually any good. Was it going to assist us? Because we know that this is what's going on in various parts of, say, North America, and I'm sure broader as well. And what we did is we broke it down into 9 specific questions. And so the first question was, let's do a retrospective study and let's take 100 cases where we know that the human that gave a homeopathic remedy had a positive clinical response as measured by MyCore. And MyCore is a validated outcome measure that looks at the first and the second symptom and well-being and scores it. And so, in a situation, so a study was included in our research where there was evidence of some sort of improvement. And so we then entered those clinical details into a remedy finder, and there's a number of remedy finders on the market, Remedia, I think, is one. Homeopathic House Call is another one. And there's a few of them.
These are referred to as built for purpose models, right? So built for purpose meaning experts have designed this system theoretically based on homeopathy knowledge, right? Which is different than what I was going to next talk about, which is large language models, which is like your ChatGPT, which are just going from what they can source from whatever sketchy sources they pull from the internet.
Exactly. Okay.
Now, the commercial products, they usually, I believe for liability purposes, make recommendations. Well, based on this information, you could think about these 5 remedies, right? And when we looked at and did the statistics on the remedy that was chosen by the human being as compared to those list of 5, I think I'm right. The number was that in only 56% of instances was the remedy given by the human being given in those top 5, and only in Denise, I'm going to say 23.
No.
Was it 17? No, it's 17. Yeah, only in 17% of instances was the top remedy suggested by that remedy finder, the same as the human homeopath.
17% of the time it found the same. But that's not even the crux of it. Because if what we learned from the folks on our research team who are actually doing the work is if you ask the same question again, 5 minutes later, you get a different answer. Ask it 10 minutes later, completely different answer. And then it makes up logic if you question it. And it makes up terminology that if you didn't know, what was the one out about pulsatilla? Remedy saturation. Like, what's remedy saturation? It made up this term about why it was recommending a remedy. Anyway.
Oh, I had one with AI. I asked for a citation for something. That where can I look for a citation? And it gave me a brilliant citation that I was looking for. And I was like, I never heard this citation. If I asked, from where did you get it? Can you give me the source? He said, I made it up for you because you wanted one.
Yeah. I was looking at
oh my gosh.
We spoke about this as well. Do you remember I was looking at the references for Kent and the rubrics, and it gave me all these with the sources, right? So AI comes up with a few things, right? And I was talking to Naila, and she said, hang on, have you checked these? Can you check them? So we went into different softwares to check the rubrics for Kent. None of them matched.
I was like,
what?
they were very wishful rubrics, actually.
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't know, is it made up? Is it just some sort of confusion?
Well, large language models need to give you an answer, so they do, and the correctness of it is irrelevant. Or, as Denise says, different 10 minutes later, and very different from the country that you are entering the data into, which is another point. And so, I think, what I've tried to describe to you is the first study. We're doing a second one now on the large language models, and the number is 17% overlap with the human beings. So those are the retrospective studies. And they, to me, suggest, what do they suggest to you? That it's early days to be using AI for homeopathy. And the major thing which has really come out of it is just the references, the sources of information are mainly blogs. So the information is coming from like very sketchy, trawling Facebook groups or trawling information that's certainly not the primary source material. And really, kind of scary stuff from our point of view.
It's such a big problem because with the newer students of homeopathy, we live in a connected world, right? We're all mobile literate, aren't we? We're all social media literate as such. Whether we want to be or not is a different question. But it's interesting because they are going to go that route, whether we like it or not. But the crux is how to bring them back and to educate that. Look, you've got a model, no matter how good it is. Okay, fantastic, right? But it's still a tool. The artist is you, the human, with the soul, right? You are the artist, right? You have to think, give it substance, make it tangible. AI is not going to give you something tangible. You have to feel. There may be just a few indicators, right, which can totally change, I don't know, carcinosin to tuberculinum, right? But you need to know them, right? And you can't just go with, well, this is the book and it says that. Use yourself. Otherwise, what's the point of studying, right? We spend years of it living, talking, sleeping homeopathy.
But on the other hand, you've got to also empathize with a student that's just turned up at school. Maybe they've made a decision to go study and they don't know. They don't know the difference between Fatak and Boroki or, a secondary source, like a more modern materia medica. I think those come with time in the classroom, time with teachers, and nuanced and critically thinking conversations.
Yeah.
Right, I have a proposal to make. This is my proposal.
What's your proposal?
Okay, so this is going out to the whole homeopathy world because
is this after the $4 million or before the $4 million?
This is to validate why we need $4 million, maybe.
Yeah,
right. I gotta stay. I gotta stay.
I take it back. No, I don't. Come back.
Okay. I have been thinking about something because this sort of the new trends in homeopathy, which is anyone who's got a ring light can start a school. Like you don't need any experience now. You just need a social media presence and you're selling. If you can sell stuff, you can sell kits with medicine in them that people give to sick children. Like that's where I draw the line. Like for me, we have a moral and ethical responsibility to give parents informed consent about the medicine they give their children. And if they don't understand the consequences of this medicine, then we are all implicated in that disservice, right? Okay, so with that in mind, I think we've done ourselves a disservice. I think we're too apologetic as homeopaths. I think we kind of come to this like, oh, nobody believes that our medicine works. And if you come from the standpoint that nobody believes our medicine works, no one's going to think about it works really well and a lot. And if you do too much of it, you can have a problem. Like you can't have it both ways. And so I propose, world, it's Friday afternoon over here. I'm all about this.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have an announcement to make here on the Homeopathy Health Show.
Yeah, we need like one of those bugle emojis, right? If we took ourselves seriously.
Welcome back after the break, and we still have that very important announcement with Denise Straiges.
Still talking. Okay, if we took ourselves seriously, right? And we say, to really, anybody can learn the basics of homeopathy in a weekend. That's beautiful. You should be able to take care of a bee stings, a vomiting child, whatever. But when it comes to the miracle of what homeopathy can do, you don't get to make a miracle for free without studying. There's a reason home dentistry never took off.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Home podiatry. You get the kit with the clippers and that's as far as it goes. Do you know what I mean? So
Don't touch me nails.
exactly.
And don't cut them either.
Like women go to somebody to get a good pedicure. Like
Yes.
if you really want a good pedicure, you're going to a professional who has to have a certain number of hours administering a pedicure. A pedicure. And yet people are going on Facebook to treat children with autoimmune disease. Like my head
Exactly.
explodes. Right?
And I also think not only people who treat, people who go to Facebook for help for their autoimmune.
Yes.
Even if my child has 104 degrees fever,
Yes.
I want to know what the reason is. I want to go to the professional who knows what he is giving me rather than going to and I don't know what is behind the face. Could be anything. Could be
Yeah, could be a
could be a
bot.
bot even nowadays. Just
Exactly.
just giving me the answers. And what I do as a mother, I actually listen to them and then go and administer the remedy and go back and say, oh, this didn't help. Oh, or this started happening, or my child had seizure. What do I do now? Who do I
Right.
go to? Who is responsible? So in that case, if I have someone I have turned to, I had a consultation, even an acute consultation. If something happens, I am going back to them, asking them, okay, this was the response. What do I do next?
Yeah. Oh, oh my God. I love you. Can I come to your house?
You can come to my house
Yeah,
every
yeah. Come
day.
over. Come
You
over
can
to
move over. I don't
UK.
mind that.
Okay.
I
We're
would love
coming
it.
over. Because
We'll
you
all
just
meet there.
this is the most important thing, isn't it? Because homeopathy, it's like built around materia medica now. It's like how much, as an educator, how much materia medica can you stuff in their face? It's not about that. A homeopath, Al gets mad when I say this, so I'll hold off on the thing that I say just to get him. I'll tell you in a sec. I know, but it's about the action of the remedy and being able to assess what happens. So if you give 42 of them, how do you know what you don't know what to do to get them out of a problem if it happens, you know?
Exactly.
So, what's your recommendation? You said that you had an announcement. So, you had a rant, but what's the announcement?
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we have an announcement.
We still have an announcement.
Oh no.
We are
But
waiting.
no, I think that the announcement is kind of about, I mean, the rant and the announcement are kind of the same. It's like we have, if we took ourselves seriously, then there's a lot involved in taking yourself seriously. There's accountability, right? Like Naila is saying, you have to be able to, if you are making a recommendation, you have to be able to follow it up. And part of what like our research office is doing is collecting data to say, is what we're doing safe and effective, right? So we've had our clinic, we see thousands of cases, right? So we have, whether you're looking at it from acute or chronic prescribing, between 83 point something or 84 point to 86 point something movement in a positive direction. So anytime a case comes through our clinic, we are measuring that outcome. And these are students in supervision for the most part, right? And so we know that we are safe and effective because we are asking this question and validating it every single time. But if you're just like, I mean, if we don't, as a community of homeopaths around the world, take ourselves seriously enough to have educational standards, certification standards, accountability, like it feels to me like the lack of rigor is a direct response to thinking that it doesn't matter. I think we have to change our tune. You know what I mean? Because people say, oh, you can't make a living as a homeopath. Well, you can. But now you totally can. If you do a good job, you've got a stream of people waiting for you, right? If you don't do a good job, then you resort to selling stuff and trying to monetize and build it as an MLM.
Yeah.
It's not the same, you know?
You know,
It's
it's
just,
it's very
Yeah.
beautiful what you said, because now that you've made the announcement, dun-dun-dun-dun.
and now our announcement has ended. Yeah.
Very, very close to me as well, what you're saying, because we will be getting what we are sending out. If we think this is going to be my passion, I'm going to help people, people will be drawn to me. If I come from a point of view where I am not sure my remedies are working, or my, as Kent says, if you are not sure about the poison that is in your hand is able to kill someone,
Yes.
are you going to use it to heal someone?
Yes.
It's
That is,
I have to
that's
believe
lecture.
in that in order to make this happen.
Tell everybody that. We just said that on our podcast recently, Kent's lecture on Hepar Sulf, right? It's exactly. Naila, say it again. You're preaching to the choir.
Say
So
it again.
excited.
We are running a Facebook group, and I tell you, I've just had a rant on the group as well. Someone was saying, homeopathy is very expensive, and we have to feed our kids organic food, etc., and pay the bills and this and then I go back and think, okay, what are you preaching your kids? Don't take care of yourself because you don't have the money. If you are not taking care of yourself, means your kids are not going to take care of themselves when they are the mothers or they are the fathers. So prioritize. We got, as you mentioned, podiatrists. A few people only do their hair at home. They go to a hairdresser to have it cut. Otherwise, it's so uneven, and they don't want to have an uneven hairstyle ever.
I didn't even.
One strand here, one strand
comb mine.
here.
I didn't even comb it.
Company excluded. Present
Hang on a
company
minute.
excluded.
Oh my God.
I'm sure they're not asking AI how to cut my hair.
I do hope you've enjoyed this week's episode of the Homeopathy Health Show. Tune in every week for inspiring conversations, bringing you all things health and well-being to your radio and podcast apps.
The more exposure the Homeopathy Health Show receives, the better for homeopathy around the world.
And please do support the show by clicking follow on our socials.
You can find us at www.homeopathyinpractice.co.uk and on Facebook and Instagram at Homeopathy in Practice. Do give us a follow on there. Let's promote the voice of homeopathy around the world together. Until next time, stay safe and take care.